That was exceptional, Barry. That was good. Ladies and gentlemen, Barry Siegel.
That was for you, Brian.
After years of gong school, he has graduated. And
just for you, Brian. Just for you.
I'm going to stall for time here for a second. Well, here's the comical thing is on Wednesday, how many of you were here for the potluck? It was fun. So I made a deal with someone. If he did the magic stuff, I would sing Holy Now. Well, I'm going to sing Holy Now, but where's our friend, our magician friend? Maybe he's here and we don't know because he's a magician. But that's it. Welcome to the 1st of December in our service. I am Brian Dozer. I'm not the music minister. Meg is, but she's away this week with family this weekend. And I'm filling in, and it's been a weekend of mayhem. I'll say it up front because I want the sympathy points. We woke up yesterday. Noah called up to me, and he said, Dad, get down here. We went in the basement, and our boiler had broken, a pressure valve or something blew, and we have hot water, so water was a good half of the basement, about an inch of water. But luckily I had a sump pump close by, but we had no heat or hot water. So he's playing the sad. It was so... You have no idea. A lot of you have an idea, I'm sure. But we luckily found a repair person for a Saturday on Thanksgiving weekend, and he came and he fixed us up. All right, I stalled as much as I can. Here we go. When I was a boy each week, Sundays we would go to church and pay attention to the priest. And he would read the holy word, consecrate the holy bread, and everyone would kneel and bow. Today the only difference is everything is holy now. Everything is holy now. When I was in Sunday school, we would learn about the time Moses split the sea in two. Jesus made the water wine. And I remember feeling sad that miracles don't happen still. But now I can't keep track, 'cause everything's a miracle. Everything's a miracle. Wine from water is not so small, but an even better magic trick, if anything is here at all. So the challenging thing becomes not to look for miracles, find out where there isn't one. Holy water was rare at best, barely with my fingertips. And now I have to hold my breath like I'm swimming in a sea of it. Used to be a world half there, heaven's second rate hand-me-down. But now I walk with a reverent air, 'cause everything is holy now. Take a key. Questioning child's face, say it's it's not a testament. That'd be very hard to say. You see, another new morning comes. Say it's not a sacrament. I tell you that it can't be done. This morning outside I stood and saw a little red-winged bird shining like the burning bush, singing like a scripture verse. Made me want to bow my head. I remember when church left, how things have changed since then. Everything is holy now. Used to be a world half there, having second-rate hand-me-down. But now I walk with a reverent air, 'cause everything is holy now. Hold on. You ready for this? Everything is holy now. Everything is holy now. Let me hear you. Everything is holy now. One more. Everything is holy now. Thank you. That fulfills my part of the deal. Now we're going to welcome up Keith. A perfect song for Thanksgiving time. I don't know. I'm just grateful you're singing, Keith. Oh, yeah. You're going to stand there. I'll stand behind you. Beside you.
You know I'm grateful. Can't you see that I'm grateful? I'm so grateful. Can't you see that I'm grateful? Can't you see I'm grateful now? Can't you see that I'm grateful? Can't you see I'm grateful now? Grateful. Can't you see that I'm grateful? Can't you see I'm grateful now? Got a grateful feeling and a thankful Lord. Feeling and I thank the Lord. Got a grateful feeling and I thank the Lord. Got a grateful feeling and I thank the Lord. You know I'm hopeful. Can't you see that I'm hopeful? I'm hopeful. Can't you see that I'm hopeful? Come on, sing. Can't you see I'm hopeful now? I'm hopeful. Thank you. Can't you see that I'm hopeful? Can't you see I'm hopeful now? Hopeful. Can't you see that I'm hopeful? Can't you see I'm hopeful now? I got a hopeful feeling and I thank the Lord. Hopeful feeling and I thank the Lord. Got a hopeful feeling and I thank the Lord. Hopeful feeling and I thank the Lord. In that early morning light, run to the heels of the preceding night. As I open my eyes, I see it's a world of beauty, such a world of beauty. And in this world of beauty, everywhere I see see that I'm grateful? Thank you, I'm grateful. Can't you see that I'm grateful? Can't you see I'm grateful now? Grateful. Can't you see that I'm grateful? Can't you see I'm grateful now? Can't you see that I'm grateful? Can't you see I'm grateful now? Got a grateful feeling and a grateful feeling. As that evening star does rise, twilight comes to bid the day good night. As I close my eyes, I dream that it's a world of beauty, such a world of beauty, and in this world of beauty, everywhere I see.
Just blame it on Thanksgiving. It's the whole weekend, you just say. Sorry, it's Thanksgiving. Family.
That'll do it.
All right. I'm gonna lay down my sword and shield down by the riverside, down by the riverside, down by the riverside. I'm gonna lay down my sword, shield down by the riverside. Gonna study war no more. I ain't gonna study war no more. Ain't gonna study war no more. Ain't gonna study war no more. I ain't gonna study war no more. Ain't gonna study war no more. Ain't gonna study war no more. I'm gonna put on my long white robe down by the riverside, down by the riverside, down by the riverside. I'm gonna put on my long white robe down by the riverside. Ain't gonna study war no more. I ain't gonna study war no more. Ain't gonna study war no more. Ain't gonna study war no more. I ain't gonna study war no more. Ain't gonna study war no more. Ain't gonna study war no more. Let me hear you again, John. I ain't gonna study war no more. 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 Ain't gonna study Ready? One more. I'm gonna put on my golden shoes down by the riverside, down by the riverside, down by the riverside. I'm gonna put on my golden shoes down by the riverside. I ain't gonna study war no more. No, no, I ain't gonna study war no more. Ain't gonna study war no more. Ain't gonna study war no more. I ain't gonna study war no more. Ain't gonna study war no more. Ain't gonna study war no Excellent job, everybody. Now, if you would stand, it's time for us to do our opening song. We're going back to our regular format this week, which we'll do Surely the Present. Presence of the Lord is in this place. I can feel God's mighty power and God's grace. There's a holy hush around us. I see glory on each face. Surely the presence of the Lord surely the presence of the Lord is in this place. I can feel God's mighty power and God's grace. There's a holy hush around us. I see glory on each face. Surely the presence of the Lord is in this place.
Surely the presence of the One is in this place because you are in this place and you are perfect expressions of the divine. Breathe into your heart space, opening your heart and recognizing that truth. The ever-present, all-powerful One is you. And you can go forth and express this in the world, blessing all that you come across. And so it is. And today, first Sunday of Advent, so we are lighting the candle for hope and faith. Christ in you, your hope of glory. And faith is what gives us the potential to live our divinity and express the light of God in the world today. I'm Michelle Gallant. I am facilitating and doing all the prayers and everything today. So happy to be with you. Welcome to Unity on the River, everybody. And first, let's welcome the streamers. Let's say hello to the streamers. Our services are streamed every Sunday, and you can watch them on YouTube at any time. You can also listen to just the sermon on a wide variety of different types of podcast formats. And so feel free to look for that and get a little boost during the week. We'd like to welcome anyone who's celebrating with us for the first time. If you could just please raise your hand. Okay, we have a couple in the back here. Great. Keep your hands up, please. Keep your hands up. Our ushers are bringing you a welcome packet and a flower. And the packet has some information about us. Also, a little card you can fill out and leave at the Spiritual Resource Center in the bookstore. And the flower gets you 10% off in the bookstore. So if you're looking for some special gifts feel free to use that in the bookstore to get something. We thank you so much for coming, and we bless you. Please know that we welcome all paths to God, and your presence here enriches us, so we're very glad to have you. Unity on the River is a center of celebration, transformation, inspiration, spirit-centeredness, oneness, and joy. Please hold these truths together as we say our vision for ourselves and the world together. Awakened to and transformed by divine love, we are an expanding, compassionate, inclusive beacon of light. And we achieve our vision through our mission of, together, transforming lives and inspiring people to make a positive difference in the world. I have a few brief announcements for you. Two of our traditional things we do over Christmas are underway. Number one is the giving tree. We have about 10 more gift tags available. Please see Matt Winston or Sarah after the service, the ones who work with the youth and family. And they will give you a tag and write down your name so we know who has what. And these gifts go to needy families in the Amesbury community. The other thing that we do is we collect teddy bears and other cute little stuffed animals, and we bring them in and we hug them and we love them up for a couple of weeks, and then they are delivered to an area nursing home. So please start to bring those in. So anybody bring any today? Oh, we have a couple in the back. Good, okay. So anybody else, bring those in and we'll love them up. Oh, and here's another cute one. Okay, awesome. We are having a class with our licensed Unity teacher, Amy Joslin, starting next Sunday, the 8th. It's the Trip to Bethlehem. And this is a 4-week metaphysical exploration of the traditional Christmas story. Beautiful metaphors that you can apply in your own life. Using the text, The Trip to Bethlehem, by Hypatia Hasbrook. And that's available in our bookstore. So sign up for that with Amy. It starts next Sunday at noon. Our annual Christmas Eve candlelight service will be on Christmas Eve, December 24th at 7 p.m. So we're just having one service, so bring the family. It's a beautiful service, candlelighting service, so hope you can join us. I'll be in Florida, but okay. So, and we are not having any Wednesday night services in December. And there's a video that we're going to show from Ogun. Are we ready for that? He misses us.
Hello, everyone. I hope you had a great Thanksgiving, and I look forward to being with you next week. I'm going to be bringing a special guest with me. I've been trying to get him here at our center for over 2 years now. I met him some years ago, and he's always been a great influence in my life. My friend, the Sri Lankan Buddhist monk Bhante Wamala, will be our guest next week, giving a talk, doing a workshop after service. He has been an inspiration to me as one who travels around the globe to the places that have the most suffering, and he brings the most love. And I'm honored to share him with you. So tell your friends and be there next week to sit in the presence of this light. Namaste.
Also, just want to remind everybody we have our Christmas concert coming up on December 13th at 7, right? 7 p.m. with the choir and other musical guests, so please join us for that. Now's the time in the service where we greet each other with a hug or a handshake and say, I see you, I see your beauty, I see your magnificence, I see your divinity. Namaste.
Good morning. So, everybody knows Michael. Where are you? Michael Mooney. So, Michael has had every position in this organization, I think, except minister. Hospitality, he's worked in the office, he's done bookkeeping, and Michael is going on a journey now to help start a new center up in Portland, Maine. Where? Pittsfield. Oh, Pittsfield, Maine. Even further. Longer journey. So come on up here so we can say thank you and bless you for everything you've done for this community. So if you'll all join me in our unity blessing of Michael. We love you. We bless you. We totally appreciate you. And we behold the Christ within you. We love you. Love, 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 love.
When you don't know where you're going, hardly know where you've been. You're worried and frightened and feeling you've nowhere to turn to. All you need is a little faith. when you're feeling much better. Be grateful your spirit is at ease. Next time you're facing a challenge, just remember all you need is a little faith, a little faith, a little hope, lots of love. A little faith, a little hope, lots of love. A little faith, a little hope, lots of love. A little faith, a little faith, a little hope, lots of
Yeah. Brian Hallisey. Woo.
Thank you to our wonderful music team. It's my pleasure to introduce our guest speaker today, Gina Genest. She's familiar to us here at Unity. She's been a member about 10 years, or part of the church for about 10 years, and she facilitates the compassionate communication workshops. She also has organized our gala for the past 2 years, and she's often a Sunday service facilitator. Gina was a school counselor for 21 years, and then she created her company, The Mindful Zone, after taking classes in Marshall Rosenberg's Nonviolent Communication and Jackie Woodside's Life Design program. Through her company, Gina facilitates workshops providing individuals and organizations opportunities to learn conscious communication strategies to help them navigate challenging or difficult conversations with greater compassion and ease. Gina is also a certified life design program coach, offering support to anyone who is ready to consciously transform their life into one with greater clarity, meaning, and purpose, and one they love to wake up to every morning. Please help me welcome Gina Genest.
Wow. So, thank you, Brian, for bringing. Am I on? I did turn me on. Verizon commercial now. Can you hear me now? I'm okay? No? Yes? Am I there? Okay. So I had asked for that song. Thank you so much for having it being the opening for my talk, because it was in my head as soon as I thought about this talk. So yes, it is a pleasure to be here with you this morning as we open holiday season and the first Sunday of Advent. And as many of you know, I do facilitate services here, but there's a bit of a backstory as to how I became the speaker for today. And so let me just share that briefly with you. What happened was I was here having a meeting with Reverend Ogan one day, and we were talking about my classes that I teach here in compassionate communication. Kind of finishing up the meeting, he says to me, actually I said to him, just casually, I said to him, I'm walking out the door, maybe someday I'll do a talk here. To which he immediately responded with, I have 3 openings. And I said, oh, And I kind of left it at that at first. And I said, I'll get back to you on that. But I did. I thought about, okay, I can do this. So I called him back and I said, what are the dates? And he gave me the dates, and one of them was today, and this was spring. So I said, December, yeah, that's way over there. I'll do that one. Okay. But then I got swept up into the gala planning, so I really wasn't thinking about this talk much, But somewhere around September, I said, maybe I should call him up and talk a little about, do you have a structure I need to know about, logistics? So I called him up, and we were talking, and he said, okay, you're all set. He said, oh, by the way, December 1st is the first Sunday of Advent. Advent? he said, you know, and in Unity Church, it's about faith and, you know, kind of weave that in. I'm like, I don't have anything to weave. Okay. What am I going to weave? So I said, okay, because, you know, the gala's still going on. But here's what happened. The night of the gala, as the evening is going on, because I'm still knowing what's next, because I'm a planner, and so those responsibilities are coming off my shoulders, the night's going off really well, and I think, I can't do this. So I run into Tom, our L-U-T, and I go, Tom, hey, there's this talk I'm supposed to give on December 1st, and you're an LUT now, so, you know, would you be interested in doing this? Because, you know, I was going to talk about compassionate communication, but I have to talk about faith, and he's just smiling at me, you know, as Tom does. And I'm thinking, and so he's referring to some other talks about faith, and I said, okay, I got this. But I had to call Reverend Ogan one more time. And I walked it through, and I was like, okay, I'm all set. I'm all set. So what came out actually was a rather serendipitous journey for me, which I didn't expect at all going into this topic. And it resulted in my own spiritual growth, which I didn't expect, on a topic that I've pretty much avoided most of my life since very young. And I was surprised where it took me. You know, Brene Brown's book, Daring Greatly, I'm like, okay, you read the book, let's go. So just as a definition, so faith, the actual definition says, complete trust or confidence in someone or something. But then we have the Unity metaphysical definition that says, faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. So although the Unity definition resonates more with me, I'm still wrestling with the word faith. So my journey of faith takes me back to my younger years, and I'm thinking, I go back and I'm thinking, you know, organized religion wasn't particularly positive for me. You know, young years with the Catholic nuns, I kind of do that. And then a very strange interaction in the Catholic Church once with a friend of mine who's getting married. So I think, that's not for me anymore. So I also become increasingly aware of, you know, the violence in the world as I'm getting older through my life. And I'm thinking, you know, if there's supposed to be some all-knowing being in charge here, why is this going on? So things weren't working for me that way. And I like Matt Kahn's quote here on this. He says, most people do not see their beliefs. Their beliefs tell them what to see. And that wasn't me. That didn't resonate for me. What resonated was Deepak Chopra when he says, religion is belief in someone else's experience. Spirituality is having your own experience. And that's what I wanted. I wanted to find my own experience. So I started a spiritual journey. I got involved in a Unitarian church for some time. It was an interesting moment. I was in this church in Portsmouth for the first time, and I'd never been in a Unitarian church before. And I picked up the book, you know, in the pew, and I'm looking through it, and I'd never seen a church that had a book that had so many different people's writings in it. You know, I see the Buddha, I see Walt Whitman. I'm like, what kind of church does this, you know? So I got involved in that for a number of years. Meanwhile, I was also exploring Buddhism, and I was going to a Buddhist center, doing meditation there. And then in 2006, a friend of mine took me off to Kripalu, and that was a whole nother spiritual opening for me. In fact, today I have a friend who now calls me every so often. She's here today to hear me speak. Chris, thank you. And she calls me now and she says, it's time to go to the mothership. And off we go and make a plan. And I've also enjoyed the Persian mystics, especially Hafiz. I like the way Hafiz refers to the beloved. I love that word. I love that, the way it sounds, the word, the beloved. And so also about 11 years ago, the Christian mystic, Meister Eckhart, where he said this, he said, if the only prayer you ever say in your entire life is thank you, and that will be enough. And I was like, whoa, that resonates really deeply for me. So what I found was one day, I was thinking about some friends who used to go to the Unitarian Church with me. They came here, but then they moved, and I still hadn't come here. And so they were gone like 2 or 3 months, and I thought, I think I should go check out that Unity on the River place. So I came in 2009. I sat way in the back there, and I thought, wow. And I felt the same thing people have said that have been here or in conversation there, saying, feels like home, It felt right. And then I go into the bookstore, and there's all the books I'd been reading for years. I'm like, well, yeah, this totally feels right. And then you always sing, let there be peace on earth and let it begin with me, and that's totally in alignment for me. I thought, this is good, this is for me. So what had been, what Charles Fillmore says when he says, we have been so persistently taught that prayer consists in asking God for some human need that we've lost sight of our spiritual identity and have become a race of praying beggars. And he also said, things spiritual must be discerned spiritually. So I was agreeing with all of that, and his writings really resonated me, but still a little fuzzy on the word faith because, that back history stuff. So 3 weeks ago now, I was here facilitating, and I was out in the office waiting for service to start. And I'm still, what am I going to talk about? What am I going to say? And I look over these titles of these books, and I see this book, and it says, How to Pray Without Talking to God. It's like, that's the book. And I pulled it out, and it's by Reverend Linda Martella Whitsitt. She also wrote Divine Audacity. And I was amazed as I was reading the book because she had some similar experiences like me that she referred to. And of course, too, she'd been to Kripalu and had amazing experience there. I'm like, wow. So what she realizes is she says that she has to realize that it's about loving herself, giving up the concept of God as a person, no intermediary, and God is not superhuman. And she identifies then with divine light, divine love, and divine wisdom. And I think, yes, that fits for me, the I am. And centered in divine nature. So, and Meister Eckhart, he says, let go of all desires and images of God to become aware of the divine spark present within you. And I liked that word too, a divine spark. But further, if I could go further with this, where I was headed with this, she introduces me to something that all of the prayer chaplains know, and some of you might know, but I didn't. The concept of affirmative prayer, because I'd been avoiding it for so long. And it's really tricky when you have nothing to fall back on, when you're stressed. And so she introduces that, and I think affirmations, I get affirmations. I read Louise Hay in the 90s. I get that. I put up little Post-its in the house. I'm a life design coach. We use affirmations all the time. That can be a prayer. So that's what resonated for me. And there it is here. Prayer is our connection with divine mind. I like that. So what I also like about it is it's not asking for a change in our circumstances. We call forth from ourselves at all. It's, I am one. I like that. I can resonate with that. So I have a way now. And I knew that the sort of begging sense wasn't feeling right either. So she says, and I believe the prayer chaplains have said this to me too, affirming the highest truth revealed in this moment. That feels so right. And so Reverend Linda also has an affirmative prayer where she says, all challenges are an opportunity for my growth, and I am thankful for the chance to evolve. And that's what it's all about here, isn't it? Evolving in our spirituality, raising our consciousness, especially when they're challenging circumstances, and putting faith in ourselves, that we can navigate the sometimes choppy waters of our lives when things come up for us. So when that happens, can we see the spark within ourselves too? And celebrate that. So this has been my journey in faith. It's what came up for me when the idea of having this be the topic. So that if this holiday season too, if you're new to affirmative prayer, consider finding ones that are out there. The Unity sites have them that are really beautifully written. And if you find yourself in some type of challenging situation at home or at work or at holiday gatherings, sometimes they come up, find something that's connectable to people. Find their humanity, because that's within the divine spark of them. And that can be challenging at times. And so if you do find yourself in those challenging ways too, here's a quote that I use actually in my classes. When Eleanor Roosevelt said, "No one can make you feel inferior without your consent." Well, here's the thing. No one can make you feel anything without your consent, whether you're mad or sad or even happy. All right? We see a stimulus and we react to it. And, if that's news to you, come take my classes. And I wanted to say something about those classes. I teach them because I'm very passionate about offering ways for people to be able to communicate more consciously and with each other. And it's also, I've noticed, and Reverend Ogan and I kind of agree on this, some of the books we've read, which are really awesome, compassionate communication helps you take it to the next level. Like, how do you actually communicate that way? I especially felt that way when I read The Untethered Soul, and at the end of that was a great book, but like, how do you do it? So there'll be a schedule coming out for 2020 soon. So with that, I'm going to suggest that finding something that resonates for you for affirmative prayer coming up. Remember that you're always trying to intend connection with others, because we're so easy to disconnect from people, and that's not helpful in our world. And my teaching, whatever I do, is what I like to say is my way of contributing to a more peaceful tomorrow. And so with that, I'd like to take us into a meditation. So sit comfortably, close your eyes if you'd like, and be in your body and focus your attention on your breath, breathing in gently, exhaling slowly, and allow yourself to deeply relax and let your shoulders drop down into a relaxed position. If you wish, place one or both hands upon your heart center. And allow yourself to feel and acknowledge your own divine light, divine love, divine wisdom, that divine spark within you. How's that feel? And notice what you notice. Try not to judge any thoughts. Simply let them pass through your mind. Your divine spark. Now bring to mind someone who cares about you. And imagine them looking at you with great compassion. These might be people in your life now or in the past or even a spiritual figure. And imagine them seeing your divine love, divine light, divine wisdom, that divine spark within you. How does that feel? And notice what you notice. Try not to judge any thoughts. Just simply let them pass through your mind. And now imagine someone whom you may have a challenge with. This might be someone in your life now or in the past, or even a spiritual figure. And look deeply at them with compassion. See their divine spark. See their divine love, divine wisdom, and divine light. These are fellow travelers on their spiritual journey. Notice what you notice. And then acknowledge again your own divine light, divine love, divine wisdom, that divine spark within you. And let's take that into silence for a few minutes, appreciating our divinity. Coming back into the room, take one more deep cleansing breath. Bring your awareness back here and offer gratitude and appreciation for your divine nature. Be the light and bring your light into this season. Namaste.
Let us bless these prayer requests in our prayer box, knowing that these requests are fulfilled through the power and the presence of the Christ in each person who submitted them. And if you have others you would like to hold in prayer at this time, please say their name to yourself. And we acknowledge that you are connected with those people at this time through your divine mind to their divine mind. And that ripples out into the universe and blesses each and every one. And so it is. Amen.
I'm thankful, so grateful. I'm one with the Spirit all around me. I'm thankful, so grateful. I trust in God. I'm thankful, so grateful. I'm one with the Spirit all around me. I'm thankful, so grateful. I trust in God. I'm thankful, so grateful. I'm one with the Spirit all around me. I'm thankful, so grateful. I trust in God. I'm thankful, so grateful. I'm one with the Spirit all around me. I'm thankful, so grateful. I trust in God. I'm thankful, so grateful. I'm one with the Spirit all around me. I'm thankful, so grateful. I trust in God.
Thank you, Gina, for your message. It was beautiful. I'd like to take a moment to introduce the prayer chaplains. If you could all please stand. The chaplains are here to pray with you after service. If you have a gratitude or a request, you can meet with them, and your requests are always held in strictest of confidence. So Thank you. And if you would prefer, you can place a prayer request in the prayer box at the back of the sanctuary, or you can call our 24-hour prayer hotline and leave a message. And our prayer team and Silent Unity will pray over your request. We have home and hospital prayer chaplains as well. And Catherine is here, and I know I saw. Okay, great. So if you have a need or someone you know might like a visit for prayer, you can speak with one of these lovely angels or call the office and they can help you arrange that. Now is the time in our service where we prepare our tithes and offerings. Let's hold them and breathe in our energy of abundance as we say our affirmation. Divine love, as me, blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. So as the ushers come forward, I just want to take a chance to let the congregation know that Annie Houghton's husband did make his transition. So we're holding her and the family in light and love, and I'm not sure when services are going to be happening, but December 10th. Okay, so hold Annie in the light. She's someone who's very active here, and so we bless her and her family as well. Any other announcements I'm missing? I don't think so. Come forward. Let us join together to bless these gifts, knowing that they are doing the work of this ministry and serving the unity movement, the wider unity movement, and our local community as well. We're so grateful for your generosity, for the flow of prosperity that is present in our individual lives and in this church. And we see it multiplying and growing. And so for all of it, we say thank you, thank you, thank you. Amen. A few other thank yous. It takes lots of people to keep this place going, and I have a few want to thank everyone who does sacred service, but a few special folks this week. Jane, Steve, Jim, Malik, Cynthia, Joan, and Donna. And the teams, if you're present and you're part of one of these teams, please rise. A bookstore, PowerPoint, and ushers and greeters. Thank you so much for all your work. Every little piece of it helps. And board members, if you could stand, please. Thank you. Board members do a lot to keep this place going. So now it's time for our big song, Three Little Birds.
Before we do, a little bird told me it was someone's birthday this week on Thanksgiving. And today was her first time doing our talk at Unity. So let's sing a nice happy birthday to Gina. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Gina. Happy birthday to you. How Oh, never mind. Never ask. Never. Hang on. Worked when I bought it. This is a song that I thought would be great for church today. We're holding off on, I deliberately held off on any Christmas music until after our concert on December 13th. We hope to see you all there. And we're even going to feature some children's songs and most of the youth in there will hopefully show up with us as well. This was a song that I don't think we're going to do that one, but we could do the real sad one. La, la, la. I'm all depressed now. No, so hopefully you'll be there on the 13th. Yeah, we have a lot of fun things lined up for that. I also I was on a men's retreat, which we haven't done in a while, but a few years ago, and Ogun was still fairly new at the time, and we're singing around the campfire, and he turned to me and he goes, "Can you play Three Little Birds?" And I went, I've never learned Three Little Birds, and I don't know why. It's a beautiful song, and he goes, it's one, in musician terms we say 1-4-5. It's just 1-4-5, play it. And so I did, and he sang it at the time, but I thought this would be a perfect song for today. So here we go. Don't worry about a thing, 'cause every little thing's gonna be alright. No, don't worry about a thing, 'cause every little thing's gonna be alright. Rise up this morning, smiled with the rising sun. Three little birds pitched by my doorstep, singing sweet songs, melodies pure and true, saying, "This is my message for you." Singing, "Don't worry about a thing, 'cause every little thing's gonna be alright. Don't worry about a thing, 'cause every little thing's gonna be alright." It's kind of like faith. Take it, Keith. No, don't worry about a thing, 'cause every little thing's gonna be alright. Don't worry about a thing, 'cause every little thing's gonna be alright. Rise up this morning, smiled with the rising sun. Three little birds pitched by my doorstep, singing sweet songs, melodies pure and true, singing, "This is my message to you." Sing it out. Don't worry about a thing, 'cause every little thing's gonna be alright. Don't worry about a thing, 'cause every little thing's gonna be alright. Oh, don't worry about a thing, 'cause every little thing's gonna be alright. Just remember Thanksgiving dinner. Don't worry about a thing, 'cause every little thing's gonna be alright. 'cause every little thing's gonna be alright. One more, you can do it. Don't worry about a thing, 'cause every little thing's gonna be alright. Very nice. Time to welcome in the children. We are walking as the light of God. 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 We are walking. We are walking. We are walking as the light of God. We are walking. We are walking. We are walking as the light of God.
And now I'm mic'd? Yeah, okay. So for those of you who've been at the Youth and Family, basically what we're always trying to do is create the experience of fellowship and create an experience that the kids are looking forward to come to church. So basically, in this whole period of time, we spend about 15 minutes focused on curriculum, and the rest is about them having a community of play. And today, we focused on giving and receiving and lack and abundance. And there was one story that was so good, I just wanted to present it for all of you. Somebody was talking about learning a new skill and how when they started learning that new skill, they experienced a lack of ability. 2 months earlier, they didn't have a lack. When they put their focus on this new thing, there's a lack, but also an awareness of the future abundance. So there's really something about lack. It doesn't actually exist except for in our perception, and boy, did the kids get that. So the other thing I want to present for you is a few things that are coming up. We have the giving tree, and we're not doing it in the Christmas tree format this year. So if you'd like to participate in the giving tree, which is about gifts and toys for families that might otherwise have a more challenging holiday, you can see me or Sarah in fellowship afterwards. We still have about half the tags to give away. And additionally, those are all due the weekend of the 15th. We'd love them the weekend of the 8th. The weekend of the 15th is also when we do our teddy bear visit and do our caroling. So if you're planning to bring in teddy bears, that's also the same deadline. I think the only other thing, yes, if you'd also, we also accept cash gifts to sort of add to that gifts. And if you know people in the community who might not be participating in the giving tree but could benefit during this time, we'd like to hear about those needs too. We often supplement with needs from our own community. So thank you for your support on that, and have good Sundays.
Okay, let's sing our peace song together.
light of God surrounds us. We are the light of God. The love of God enfolds us. We are the love of God. The power of God protects us.
We are the power of God.
The presence of God watches over us.
We are the the presence of God.
Wherever we are, God is, and all is well.
And we are richly blessed.